Hello guys, thank you for joining me and welcome to the Keys of Success video package. I've been dropping a lot of golden nuggets in some of the other videos as far as things that have got us success. In this video series, we're going to be talking about more in depth of certain topics. First thing on the list is efficiency. In the beginning, I didn't think efficiency was a big factor. I thought that's one of those things in the end you start dealing with once you have everything dialed in. In fact, it's actually in reverse. You have to have everything dialed in first before you can grow. And I realized that later down the road. It seems pretty obvious, but once you're stuck in the day-to-day, you kind of forget about efficient things. You're just reacting to things as they come at you instead of having things in play to make things go more smoothly in the way that they should go. So the more efficient you are, the more money you will make and the more time you will have to do other things. Okay, so parts that you're putting on cars, parts you're replacing and doing jobs, the quality of parts that you're using is really what I'm talking about. Once you dip into the world of auto parts providers, you will find for one single part, you'll have like 5 different options. And you will be very tempted to choose the one that has the biggest profit margin, meaning say you do a coolant thermostat and say retail is $120 for this coolant thermostat, and you can buy a couple off brands, especially Chinese ones, for literally $15. Now that's a pretty huge profit margin for you, and you will be tempted to do that. Now, unless you plan on selling this car tomorrow to someone that you'll never see again, I wouldn't personally do that. Some customers do request and say, hey, I'm just trying to get rid of this car. I'm going to dump it right away. I'm going to send it and trade it in or whatever. Can you please just help me out and do the cheapest thing possible? And I will say, yes, I can help you out. We normally don't do stuff like this, just so you know, but because you're selling it, I will help you out. There's no warranty on this job because how can I warranty on an inferior part? Now, using cheap parts is a big deal on your regular customers because you will get comebacks. You will look bad. Those parts, they don't last. I promise you, you will find that out. You will be tempted. I guarantee you're going to try it. You can kind of find the middle of the road. You can get a factory part. You can get a Chinese part. You can kind of meet in the quality a little above middle. That's where I'd say I would go. That's the lowest I would go as far as day to day because comebacks are terrible. The best thing to do is stick with the original manufacturer of that part, meaning most automakers don't make their own parts. They sublet the part out to another manufacturer that's specializing in making those type of parts. You want to stick with that same brand. And you can have confidence in saying to your other customers, say, yes, we use the same parts providers that make the parts for this car. That brings me to the dreaded 3. These dreaded 3 are going to be one of the most inefficient things that can happen in your shop. It's something that's a natural day-to-day thing. It's something that you'll just have to manage and deal with, but you can minimize it and control it. One of the things being, we all know, the comeback. The comeback has a double negative because not only does it make you look bad, but it costs you double the money because your technician is going to have to redo that job, so you're paying him twice, plus that's money lost for another job he could be doing. It's really a bad thing as comebacks. Another thing on comebacks is it really messes your scheduling up. Scheduling is one of those things that you're always trying to fine tune. It's a big deal. You throw a little wrench in there, it kind of messes it up. When you have a comeback, that's a big wrench to throw in there to mess your scheduling up as well. Because a lot of customers that have comebacks, they want to come right now and they want you to fix it right now. It's really hard to schedule them, say, hey, I have a day open next week, why don't you come in then? A lot of that stuff doesn't fly with these people when the car was just there and they expect it to be fixed the first time. Now, problem cars. Problem cars are cars that you're trying to diagnose, you can't figure out, or it's got some weird issue, it's got some kind of problem. The reason why those are efficiency killers is because they'll either tie up a hoist or they'll tie up a corner in the shop, and they'll also tie up your mind space. Because every day when you go home, you know, I have to get rid of this car that's in the corner. So you won't always know a problem car, but sometimes you will if the customer says, hey, I've had this car at 2 other shops, they can't figure it out. Get as much information as you can on what has been done on that car already and price the diagnosis accordingly. Don't say, I'm gonna charge you an hour diagnosis and you'll get that diagnosis feedback. Don't do that. Say, hey, this sounds like an in-depth issue. I'm gonna need 3 to 4 hours of diagnosis time right off the bat, and it's going to be non-refundable. If they're willing to play ball, then it might be worth doing. If not, just let them go. Project cars. These are cars that are big jobs, like say engine teardowns, things like that. Now, depending on the kind of repair shop that you are, this might be your cup of tea. Where we're at, we require a high flow and high efficiency. We need to get a lot of cars in and out. In the beginning, this one really hurt us because we only had 2 hoists to start out with. You will actually start losing money because even though that job, say, pays $5,000 and the profit margin is $3,000, you can really make that up pretty quick doing a few brake jobs because brake jobs have a high profit margin. So you make more money on smaller, juicier jobs than big, large jobs because you can get them in and out. Not only that, but usually when you're doing a project, something goes wrong in the middle of it. Either you need to order a part, something breaks, and the car's down another day, and then another day. So projects right here are terrible, especially if you're a smaller shop. Try to avoid bigger projects. Bid them high or say, hey, I'm gonna have to work on this in between other jobs if you're okay with that. Now, if you're real slow, then I say, take the project, of course. Okay, so you wanna be clean and organized. Clean and organized is real big because because of the visual presentation for you, your employees, and your customers. But the less cluttered your shop is, the less cluttered your mind is gonna be, the less cluttered your technician's mind is gonna be. You look forward to coming to a clean working space that's organized. Also, you know where everything is at. Everything has its place. Everything is labeled. It really helps with the efficiency. You'll be surprised on that one. Guys, meetings are real big as well. We have team member meetings. We'll buy breakfast or we'll do a lunch meeting. We'll do a Friday barbecue, but meetings are real important. Just keep it casual. If you're not a meeting type of guy, keep it casual. Now, if you're a jibber jabber, don't talk the whole time. Just make little bullet points and time yourself to 5 minutes. No one wants to hear you jabber on forever because they're not going to listen and they don't care. The reason why meetings are important is because everyone knows what's going on. You can talk about the shop schedule for that day. You can talk about issues that's going on. Safety related things are always a hot topic. Just throw one in there. Simple stuff like safety glasses. It is good to document one meeting a week just on paper, make it simple and file it just to show in case anyone comes by. You can say, yes, we do have meetings. It's real good. The insurance people for your shop, they like it. They've never asked me for it, but I've heard them ask other repair shops for it. And you can say, yes, I have this right here. We do safety meetings. But the point is to get everyone on the same page. Once everyone's on the same page, everything is flowing in one motion. Now, speaking of flowing in one motion, processes. We didn't start doing processes till later. It was recommended to us by a couple of repair shops what they do, and also our shop insurance. Now, what processes are is, say for example, what's the process when a customer comes in for an appointment? All right, so the process would be, and you want to keep it simple as possible because the simpler it is, the more people will remember it. So the service advisor gets the key, they write the repair order, they put the key on the board, they put the repair order to a slot that assigns it to a technician. Now that's an easy and obvious one. But say you have a different kind of issue, like you get a comeback, or you get someone that pulls into the shop when they're not supposed to, and they want to put air in the tire. What's the rule for that? What's the process for that? Or what's the process if you're doing a job and the car is down now for a couple of days? What do you do then? Instead of them having to ask you what to do on these little things, they already know what to do. Okay, car's gonna be down, parts gonna be ordered. They automatically know to pull it in the corner. Now we have a corner dedicated in the shop for cars that are down. We call it the corner of shame. Our technicians know if the car is gonna be down so many hours, automatically pull it to the corner of the shame. They don't have to come and ask me and interrupt me if I'm on the phone or talking to a customer. And if I'm talking to a customer, they're gonna wait there for a few minutes. That's time lost, guys. You wanna stay efficient. So processes really help the flow of everything because everyone knows what everyone's job is to do, and if special circumstances arise, they know what to do. They don't have to bug you and have you handle it and teach them what to do. Also, this is a safety thing as well. You can apply this to almost anything, processes. Now you can make a little booklet and give it to everyone of what everyone's job is and certain circumstances, have them sign off on it. These sound like silly little things, guys, but you can literally double your income by doing these processes. I mean, this is serious money right here. All right, guys, I know this will help you out. Make the notes for it. A lot of this stuff you can do a little bit later once you hit the ground running. If you haven't opened up your shop yet, obviously you can't do some of this stuff now, but this is all fun stuff. Once you get your shop, you can say, okay, we can do this, we can do that, this goes over there. Make your notes, have your full vision written down, everything that you know you need to do. Bam, okay, we open shop, we're 2 months in, this is what we need to do, we need to start working on this now. You know, processes, you know, we need to start working on our efficiency. The earlier you work on your efficiency, the faster you will grow, the more money you will make, and the more professional you will look. Like I said, guys, we did it backwards. We did this later on and realized, oh man, we made a huge mistake. We should have started off with this kind of stuff. By the way, guys, if you haven't already, subscribe to Ratchet Wrench Magazine. You can find them on ratchetwrenchmagazine.com. It's a free subscription. It has a bunch of golden nuggets on there. There's a cool topic about shop efficiency on there, and I'll send you a link to that. It'll be attached to this video.